Alright, ready, here we go. Alright, ready, here we go. We drop it down and keep it low. Alright, ready, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Alright, ready, here we go. Alright, ready, here we go. Alright, ready, here we go. Everybody hit the flow. Everybody hit the flow. Everybody hit the flow. Alright, ready, here we go. Drop it down and keep it low. Drop it down and keep it low. Drop it down and keep it low. Alright, ready, here we go. Everybody hit the flow. Everybody hit the flow. Everybody hit the flow. Alright, ready, here we go. Drop it down and keep it low. Drop it down and keep it low. Drop it down and keep it low. Alright, ready, here we go. Alright, ready, here we go.
Intoxicated, I got a legend on the way. I'm falling for you, baby. What can I do to make you stay? The bassline's taking over. We've come too far to turn around. So turn the music louder and let my feet not touch the ground. So many days and you're driving me crazy. Please can you stay, even just for the night? I'm losing my way, but don't try to contain me, 'cause I'm still running out. So many days and you're driving me crazy. Please can you stay, even just for the night? I'm losing my way, but don't try to contain me, 'cause I'm still running wild. Running wild. Oh yeah.
It is 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time. My name is Eli Ritter, and soon we'll have our co-host, also Jack Fisher, here on the live stream. Right now, the Electoral College projected votes are 264 for Biden and 214 for Donald Trump, according to the Associated Press and most of the networks, or some of the networks at this time. Right now, we're looking at the Georgia numbers because that's where it's close. That's where there's only a few thousand votes left, and we're at 99% of the votes counted. Um, Joe Biden recently took the lead around 4:30, 4:20 in the morning, and right now he has a lead over Donald Trump by about 1,000 votes or so. The votes coming in are positive for Biden as those come in that in Georgia. It's in other places where Trump is catching up, such as Nevada. Nevada, right now, the states in play are Nevada, Georgia, Pennsylvania. North Carolina will likely go to Trump. If Biden's able to get one of those states, then he will win, according to Associated Press projections. However, if Trump is able to get all four of those, then he will win he will reach 270 projected votes and be the president elect, according to the Associated Press. So at this time, that's where the numbers are. And we'll be kind of going deeper into that. We are expecting that there'll be new Pennsylvania numbers soon. And that was something that just came out on Twitter. So hopefully we'll be seeing some more numbers from there and we'll get a better idea and a clearer picture of what's going on. But for now, I'm going to bring up the results via Associated Press and kind of dive a little bit into what's going on with those. So right now we have Joe Biden leading, and both of them are at 49.4%. Joe Biden has about, it looks like just over or just under, just under 1,000 point lead there, and that varies depending on which source you're using at the time. And so if you've been with us since this morning, thank you for sticking with us. We did take that break there for about half an hour, and myself and Jack have had some interesting conversations during this time. And as we wait for him to come back, when he does come back, we'll be going over a couple of different things. We'll be going over the last statements that Biden and Trump each made. The statement that Trump made, that a lot of it seemed to be factually incorrect, but also he was making the claim that there were a lot of illegitimate votes. And we'll have to see how those legal challenges kind of base out, even if we do have a projected winner today at some point. And if Georgia's projected for Biden, then we would have a projected presidential winner, president-elect, according to the Associated Press. We're going to be waiting on that. And also in Pennsylvania, if he's able to win Pennsylvania, then also that would be something right there that would give him that edge and would give him a path to the White House right there. But even if that does occur, then we will see this scenario where Trump will likely look to challenge several different of these results. So for now, I'd like to bring up the New York Times sort of different possible paths to victory, which I found is kind of an interesting measure of where things could go. And I'm going to right away put Arizona for Democrat because that has been projected by the Associated Press, which is, one of the reliable ones for sure. Not to say that the other ones aren't, but that's one we've been following for sure on this stream ever since election night. So if we put that there, then Trump only has one way to win, and that would be by getting these, and these. And that would be the one way to win, as if he was able to get Pennsylvania, Georgia, North Carolina, and Nevada. However, it is more likely that Biden will be able to win one of these, and that's why it seems to be that Biden would win in all scenarios. There are no scenarios, I believe, here where there would be a tie. So no, there would not be a tie. However, some broadcast networks still have Arizona up in the air, so we're going to have to see, what does that mean? What does that mean for the future? What does that mean for Trump to win? But in all cases, and in most cases, it looks very much like Biden is on the way and nearing this sort of victory, but it's too close to call at this time because those results are so close. I mean, 99% reporting in Georgia, and Joe Biden does have that lead by around 1,000 votes, and we're going to have to get more in the next vote dump. And it could be any moment now where we have a vote dump, and that is the last of it. We're at 100%. We have a winner. So if Donald Trump again is able to win Georgia, we'll go over to the New York Times sort of different paths to victory. If he's able to win Georgia and that goes Republican, then Biden has 7 ways to win, so 88% of paths. There's no way to tie, and Trump has 1 way to win. And for Trump, that would mean winning um, all the rest of them, pretty much. That is the 1 way to do it. And again, it's really just Biden just has to win the one. So if North Carolina we do think will go Republican, that seems to be where it's leaning, then we'll put that. And let's say Biden wins Georgia, then Trump has 0 ways to win. So it's really just the 1 way. If Arizona was kind of in play still, then it could be anything. There could be a couple different ways for Trump to win, a couple different ways for Biden to win, but because we're going by Associated Press projections, we would include Arizona as being for the Democrats in this sort of different scenario situation. So as we wait for Jack to come back and we kind of break down some of the analysis, what I'm going to do is put up sort of Donald Trump's statement yesterday, where he was making a couple of different claims, a lot of that to do with illegal voting. He claims that he would be winning if it was only legal votes, implying that a lot of the voting happening now is legal. He's suing to try and stop voting in Michigan and several other places, and we're going to have to see how that all shakes out. So as we wait for those Pennsylvania results, and as we wait for those Georgia results, and as we wait for Jack, we're going to go over just sort of the last part of what Trump said and what he said yesterday. So this was Thursday afternoon where he was speaking, and this is the last time that we saw him on television. So let's hit play on that and
provide the American people with an update on our efforts to protect the integrity of our very important 2020 election. If you count the legal votes, I easily win. If you count the illegal votes, they can try to steal the election from us. If you count the votes that came in late, we're looking at them very strongly, but a lot of votes came in late. I've already decisively won many critical states, including massive victories in Florida, Iowa, Indiana, Ohio. To name just a few, we won these and many other victories despite historic election interference from big media, big money, and big tech. As everybody saw, we won by historic numbers. And the pollsters got it knowingly wrong. They got it knowingly wrong. We had polls that were so ridiculous, and everybody knew it at the time. There was no blue wave that they predicted. They thought there was going to be a big blue wave. That was false. It was done for suppression reasons. But instead, there was a big red wave. And it's been properly acknowledged, actually, by the media. They were, I think, very impressed. But that was after the fact. That doesn't do us any good. We kept the Senate despite having twice as many seats to defend as Democrats, and in a really much more competitive states. We did a fantastic job with the Senate. I think we're very proud of what's happened there. We had many more seats to defend. They spent almost $200 million on Senate races in South Carolina and Kentucky alone, 2 races, and hundreds of millions of dollars overall against us. At the national level, our opponents' major donors were Wall Street bankers and special interests. Our major donors were police officers, farmers, everyday citizens. Yet for the first time ever, we lost 0 races in the House. I was talking to Kevin McCarthy today. He said he couldn't believe it. 0 races. Very unusual thing, 0. And actually won many new seats with, I think, many more on the way. This was also the year of the Republican woman. More Republican women were elected to Congress than ever before. That's a great achievement. I won the largest share of non-white voters of any Republican in 60 years, including historic numbers of Latino, African American, Asian American, and Native American voters, the largest ever in our history. We grew our party by 4 million voters, the greatest turnout in Republican Party history. Democrats are the party of the big donors, the big media, the big tech, it seems, and Republicans have become the party of the American worker, and that's what's happened. And we're also, I believe, the party of inclusion. As everyone now recognizes, media polling was election interference in the truest sense of that word by powerful special interests. These really phony polls, I have to call them phony polls, fake polls, were designed to keep our voters at home, create the illusion of momentum for Mr. Biden, and diminish Republicans' ability to raise funds. They were what's called suppression polls. Everyone knows that now. And it's never been used to the extent that it's been used on this last election. To highlight just a few examples, the day before election, Quinnipiac, which was wrong on every occasion that I know of, had Joe Biden up by 5 points in Florida, and they were off by 8.4 points, and I won Florida easily. So they had me losing Florida by a lot, and I ended up winning Florida by a lot. Other than that, they were very accurate. They had him up 4 points in Ohio, and they were up by 12.2 points. And I also won Ohio, great state of Ohio, very easily. The Washington Post said Biden up 17 points in Wisconsin, and it was basically even. They were off by about 17 points. And they knew that. They're not stupid people. They knew that.
Reminded again of the severity of this pandemic. Cases are on the rise nationwide, and we're nearing 240,000 deaths due to COVID. And our hearts go out to each and every family that has lost a loved one to this terrible disease. In America, the vote is sacred. It's how people of this nation express their will. And it is the will of the voters, no one, not anything else, that chooses the President of the United States of America. So, each ballot must be counted, and that's what we're going to see going through now, and that's how it should be. Democracy is sometimes messy. It sometimes requires a little patience as well, but that patience has been rewarded now for more than 240 years with a system of governance that's been the envy of the world. And we continue to feel, Senator and I, we continue to feel very good about where things stand. We have no doubt that when the count is finished, Senator Harris and I will be declared the winners. So I ask everyone to stay calm, all the people to stay calm. The process is working. The count is being completed, and we'll know very soon. So thank you all for your patience, but we have to count the votes. God bless you all, and may God protect our troops. Thank you so much.
Good evening. To provide our history, we grew our party by 4 million voters, the greatest turnout in Republican Party history. Democrats are the party of the big donors, the big media, the big tech, it seems, and Republicans have become the party of the American worker, and that's what's happened. And we're also, I believe, the party of inclusion. As everyone now recognizes, media polling was election interference in the truest sense of that word by powerful special interests. These really phony polls, I have to call them phony polls, fake polls, were designed to keep our voters at home, create the illusion of momentum for Mr. Biden, and diminish Republicans' ability to raise funds. They were what's called suppression polls. Everyone knows that now. And it's never been used to the extent that it's been used on this last election. To highlight just a few examples, the day before election, Quinnipiac, which was wrong on every occasion that I know of, had Joe Biden up by 5 points in Florida, and they were off by 8.4 points, and I won Florida easily. So they had me losing Florida by a lot, and I ended up winning Florida by a lot. Other than that, they were very accurate. They had him up 4 points in Ohio, and they were up by 12.2 points. And I also won Ohio, great state of Ohio, very easily. The Washington Post had Biden up 17 points in Wisconsin, and it was basically even. They were off by about 17 points. And they knew that. They're not stupid people. They knew that. Suppression. There are now only a few states yet to be decided in the presidential race. The voting apparatus of those states are run in all cases by Democrats. We were winning in all the key locations by a lot, actually. And then our numbers started miraculously getting whittled away in secret. And they wouldn't allow legally permissible observers. We went to court in a couple of instances, and we were able to get the observers put in. And when the observers got there, they wanted them 60, 70 feet away, 80 feet, 100 feet away, or outside the building to observe people inside the building. And we won a case, a big case, and we have others happening. There are lots of litigation, even beyond our litigation. There's tremendous amount of litigation generally because of how unfair this process was. And I predicted that. I've been talking about mail-in voting for.
So there you have it. Donald Trump was continuing in his statement yesterday to make those claims. So to wrap up this live stream, looks like Jack won't be joining us, so I'm going to have to cut it off here a little bit earlier than we thought, and we'll be going to a break and then potentially come back in a little bit, so stay tuned. So 264 for Biden, 214 for Trump. It's coming down to Georgia and Pennsylvania. Biden leads by just over 1,000 in Georgia at this point. Pennsylvania is very close, although Biden's behind at this point. Biden leads in Nevada, although Trump's catching up, and then Trump's expected to potentially grab North Carolina. So Biden has to win one of these four big remaining states. Alaska will likely go to Trump, and Trump needs to get all four of them to win. So the path is difficult for Trump. It's narrowing. For Biden, it's looking friendly. Biden people are probably happy about this. So we're going to have to see. We'll see how it all shakes out. But thank you for joining. And right now we are going to go back into a break. And then if we do get results, or if Jack comes back to do some more analysis, then we'll be back and going. So stick with us. Keep us in the corner of your screen, and check back soon, because we'll be having more happen shortly.